Hi, Scorpios. Welcome to your reading for it's the second week of October already. Wow. This is Barefoot Mama Intuitive Reading. Usually I offer a free reading once a month, but I'm barely keeping up with the once a week readings right now. So thanks for being here for those of you who are. Let's get started. Spirit, please send any negative energy back to sender, transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please bless this reading with clarity and conciseness. And Mother Mary, please bring compassion to these messages. Kali, I call upon you to cut any negative energetic cords to energies or entities no longer serving us. Send them on to the next greatest plane of existence. Serve out their karma there. And burn the karma sticks associated therein, or therewith rather, in the alchemical flame of Saint Germain. Amen, amen. So mote it be. All right, Spirit, what do my Scorpios need to know? Somebody needs to know that I offer I offer private readings through Etsy. So if you want to book a private reading with me, you can. My Etsy's linked below. I also teach yoga and I post yoga online sometimes. So that channel is also linked below. Here we go. Two of Pentacles. Ooh, juggling. I feel this. So I don't always read the Two of Pentacles as juggling. I like that the leaves here are yellow for fall. So I feel like things are falling into place. You may have had a lot of spinning plates, I'm hearing. Like an actual, I don't know, maybe you're an actual acrobat. But things are falling into place. And a couple of those plates may drop, and break. And I feel like your attitude towards it is like, oh, I was wondering which one it would be. Like you just kind of feel that this is inevitable. I'm hearing I am inevitable, like what's his name from the Marvel movies? If you know who I'm talking about, you can put his name in the comment. I can't believe I can't remember it right now. Anyway, in your past energies, we have the Nine of Cups. Interesting. Happiness, joy, fulfillment, especially within your own emotional body, your own emotional self. How it is that you are self-fulfilled is attracting fulfillment in the world around you. So this Two of Pentacles may also be like situations that you felt you were putting a lot of effort into are now becoming more balanced. Yeah. Okay. And the future. I love these cards, by the way. I think the artwork on them is beautiful. The Four of Swords is in the future. That's interesting. I like the Four of Swords. I don't feel like it belongs there. And the Knight of Wands at the bottom. Okay. Interesting. This deck is called The Journey Tarot by Cassie Uhl, UHL. It looks like this. And it's really beautiful. The artwork is just magnificent. Okay, outcome for Scorpios, Six of Cups. That's nice. The Six of Cups is equal give and take. So there's something here. Why I don't know why I feel the need to sort of laugh a little bit. But it's like you have wish fulfillment. Like emotionally you're excited and it might be too much. like it's too much for you to handle right now. Like you have a lot of emotions coming up as a result of this, probably from trauma or something, or just, Scorpios, we're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. So you've been waiting for the other shoe to drop and like it hasn't. Maybe the plate did drop, but it was like the one you expected it to, and there's something you're releasing. What are you releasing? Ace of Swords, the truth? Whoa. And the Page of Cups. The moon is currently looking quite a lot like this little fingernail moon. I wonder if you did some sort of manifestation on the moon to understand the truth of a situation. And I see that you do understand the truth of the situation, but this Page of Cups is also talking to me about the flow of I read this card for somebody the other day and it came up as like the ancestral flow of wisdom or karma. There's a person who was opening to their third eye abilities, their ability to like see interdimensionally, based on encountering a past life. And the question, I never ever reference other people's readings in our public like readings here, but this person was struggling with understanding why the past life memory had been so negative. And what came through with this card was that not everybody awakens to the power of using their third eye to see interdimensionally. And there was sort of a question of like, would you have believed it if it hadn't been a difficult memory? Like if you had just been blessed with all of these wonderful visions of like what could have been, should have been, would you believe that your third eye was opening and you were witnessing a part of your past experience being remembered in your DNA? So the Four of Swords is interesting because it talks about giving the truth over to spirit. You might be wanting an objective truth, some capital T truth. What is the real? and and you're coming to understand that everybody is on their own sort of timeline. You're coming to put the truth of this situation in the hands of the divine through divine timing. You know things will balance out. You know your cups will be full and over full is what I'm hearing. There are so many moons here too. I feel like working with moon magic could be really helpful in your manifestations, especially if you write down what it is that you're intending. Because we have one sword here and four swords here. So this also talks about the rule of three, right? What you send out, you get back 3 times. So there's some sort of truth about what makes you happy that is currently manifesting like triple fold back onto you. But in order for that manifestation to come in, there was a need to sort of make sure you were balanced first. And the timing is fall. We're in fall currently. But I feel like here at least it's been really, really hot. It doesn't feel like fall, it feels like summer. So I want to say sometime by Scorpio season, this could be like a birthday thing for you. What is this truth about? Oh, two cards came out. Lots of swords. Oh, the Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Interesting. You could be learning something or studying something. And it's like out of all of these, okay, out of all of these betrayals, all of these like, remember I brought up trauma for a moment. There could have been like you were waiting for the other shoe to drop because of trauma. Because of what's going on currently in your life, you're realizing in a profound and I'm hearing like visceral way, like in the moment as it's happening, you're having the experience of feeling some sort of, I don't know, anxiety or like too much. Like this happiness is too much. Like you start to feel happy and then it's too much and you're like, oh, and you're realizing the truth of this is coming up for you to claim, like to claim what it is in your mental energy that you're bringing to the table in this situation. And you're realizing like the extent to which these betrayals are influencing your emotions and your emotional capacity as well. Like you have it all at the moment is what I'm hearing, or at least emotionally, and there's still like karmic lenses, chitta vritti we call them in yoga, right? Like veils of illusion essentially in thought, especially that I don't, it's like you're happy, you're thoughtful, I don't know, you're seeing, oh, this is what I'm bringing to my emotional space because this is where my mind has been at. And it's like you're not realizing where your mind has been at. Like you're finally stepping outside of the constraints of your mind, these 10 of swords, right? This pool of blood. It's like you finally stepped outside. There's no body here. It's transcended. And you're seeing the situation for what it is. You're finally seeing, it's like almost like you're looking at your carcass. I'm being reminded of that scene in the first season of American Horror Story, when at the end of the season she sees herself. You're seeing yourself from an objective perspective, especially the way your mind influences your emotions. And I don't mean your conscious mind, I mean parts of yourself you've never seen before, but that have been there for a long time. All right, even potentially from past lives. We talked about past lives in this Two of Swords. Yeah, and you're making the conscious choice to wield your mind. To you're like alchemizing these energies of like, oh no, it's too much, like too much happiness, and you're realizing, oh no, this is my opportunity to embrace more happiness, to change my chittavritti, my mental, the story that I'm telling myself, to change my mental space. So the moon and the sun are on the fingers here, and I was being drawn to all these moons. Again, unconscious energy. You're able to transmute all this unconscious mental energy into conscious attention, which is active manifestation, into the Four of Swords, which is nice because it's like you're not trying to control the situation, you're handing it over to spirit. um and I think that the Six of Cups is here to allow you to remember, like, spirit is always active in the processes of your manifestations, of your life, of your mental energies. And when you feel overly burdened, spirit is the one you turn to. Like, I don't know if in the past you kept it all in, or you had one person that you were able to talk to, or you journaled or something, but this is, I don't know, I'm hearing legacy. It's like a legacy that's been handed down to you through your ancestral lineage. And it could be just the ability to alchemize, to transmute. It could also be consciousness. My sister and I were talking yesterday about how some people don't have internal monologues, and it's actually the majority of people who don't have like the ability to visualize or to like have an internal monologue, which was just mind-boggling to me because there's so much in that power of consciousness. So you may have some sort of power of consciousness, especially in your third eye, especially with this, like the black in this void space with the lightning, and then the purple talks about the third eye. This to me is like the energy of consciously manifesting with spirit, balanced happiness, balanced give and take, especially in the emotional realm. What's the outcome here? Knight of Swords. Okay, you are slowly, steadily making progress in wielding this sword of your own personal truth. This is so interesting because she has this sword out in this lightning storm, this thunderstorm. And of course, we don't want to hold an umbrella in a lightning storm or a sword. So it's like she's figuring out, this lightning is striking the sword. I don't know. She's, so you're, what are you figuring out? I gotta see this. I'm here. I want to see, like, I'm feeling like there's a tower, and I was gonna put these cards down, but now I'm not. Okay, what are you figuring out here? This Knight of Swords, Four of Swords, Six of Cups. The Queen of Swords. What? It's, and the King of Swords. Are you serious? What is going on? The Five of Pentacles and Temperance. The Hierophant. The Ace of Wands. The Empress. The Three of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. All right, so this is going to be different for everybody. But what I'm seeing here is that the way someone else sees you is not um, the way you see yourself. And I don't think that it's just one other person. I think that you maybe your whole life have had some sort of complete misconception about how it is you come off to people. And I think that you come off much more positively to people than you believe, and you might be exceptionally self-deprecating. um the king and queen of swords after the page and the knight of swords, with all these other swords, the ace of swords, the two of swords, you are stepping through the gateway into consciously wielding your truth, your divine feminine masculine internal, as well as like potentially meeting somebody who is your equal. Again, there's a lot about equal here. Two of pentacles, six of pentacles, two of swords. You might be seeing two, two, two. Um, the king and queen of swords. What I like about them as a couple is that they are good at taking care of business. They're good at like getting the things done that they need to get done. They don't have a reputation for being the most passionate couple. It's almost like this is the couple that married for the joining of their kingdoms and then learn to live with each other in the best way. Like they may even really actually have a lot of love for each other, but their relationship didn't start from that. So this could be somebody in your life who you're connected to not initially through romance. So it could be growing. That isn't even the focus though. The only like the reason that these two are on the same plane together in this equal playing field is that their work, whatever their work um is is on the same playing field. So they're there in each other's like space. Four of swords, your work could be helping people open up their third eye, open up to the truth of the third eye as a means of, I don't know, interdimensional travel, as a means of like summoning past life memories. Let's see, who are these, the king and queen of swords. But I see what I wanted to get through. Oh my god, you're clarifying with the queen of swords, ten of wands, king of cups reverse, two of cups. Okay, yeah, it might be in an ace of pentacles. It might be somebody that you're deeply connected to. King of cups reverse talks about a selfish or emotionally imbalanced person, or somebody who is self-absorbed. But I feel like it's because they're kind of doing the same work that you're doing. This could even be you. You're doing the work of understanding any like emotional imbalances you may have, and this person may be as well. You could work in a field where you help people to understand their emotional imbalances. And if there's another person that you're connected to, and this isn't a reading about you coming into wholeness and your divine masculine and feminine aspects, then that person may be as well. The Five of Pentacles to me here is talking about establishing stability, but not necessarily being certain that you're taking the right step. Because the Four of Pentacles is stable, right? We get stability in the Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is almost like, can we add another? Let's see if this tower is going to fall or not. And I feel like that's where you're at with this Two of Pentacles. It's like you've been adding pentacles to your two, to your three, to your four to see how high you can stack the tower before it falls. And you're slowly building up from the ashes of what is remaining stable. And I feel like this is methodical over and over and over. It could have been even a lifetime of like consciousness. Like you could have been cycling through ego identities, which is totally scorpionic. That's a very Scorpio thing to do, is have these ego identities that we shed Um, and you keep what that expression of your ego has brought to you that's authentic, and you leave the rest. And this could have meant for you many different friend circles, many different, I don't know, relationships or jobs. You could move, you could be really transient, different places to live, but you're coming into a state of temperance, commitment, learning to wield your spiritual truth. The Empress, receiving divine feminine energy, even motherhood. The Three of Cups is celebration, friends, family, and self. It is the Trinity. And the Queen of Cups, you're connected with the flow of universal compassion, is what I'm hearing. Wow. Mother Mary might be significant to you. And the Page of Wands, this talks to me about a baby, as well as the Empress, and then you have the Queen of Wands up here. This person, if there is another person in your energy, you could be connecting to somebody who interesting. It could be that this person is a soul friend, not necessarily somebody that you're meant to be with romantically. But with Temperance here and the Hierophant, it's like you're able to see. I have the Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords, the Sun, Judgment, and the Five of Cups. You're able to see where you've projected onto them qualities that belong to you, and vice versa. It's like you two are in each other's lives for this reason. Um, and it's not to say that you two aren't, if you're romantically connected with this person, it's not to say that you two aren't like meant to be. You know, if you're in a happy connection or even one that you're working on, like congratulations, stick with it, as long as you know it's healthy and not destroying anybody or hurting anyone. But I think that what you've been projecting in this situation is emotional abandonment and heartbreak, the Three of Swords. And this is what you're becoming enlightened to. We had all of these moons, and we now have the sun here. Dun, da, da. You're becoming enlightened to the projections, and the power of your spiritual energy from these projections to like what is being revealed as like what you thought this person was doing or thinking, especially thinking. There's a lot of swords here, was actually stuff you were thinking that they were reacting to, and it was like creating this positive feedback loop for thoughts you had about yourself or the situation or how it would turn out that were expectations from old betrayals. And it's just like you're getting gifted this ability to see very clearly exactly how this manifested, and you're learning how to wield um this power through temperance with the Ace of Wands, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is spiritually connected. The Hierophant gets spiritual downloads. He's aware of the occult. She's aware of the occult. This person is literally talking to a tree. You could actually talk to trees. Like you could be fully tuned in, and you could be like, you know, very connected with nature. I had this desire today, just, and it's certainly not the first time to just go into the woods and not come back for a while, but you know we got to do life, and those are things that are good to plan. But if you need to get into nature, this is definitely saying like go into nature, find your magic wand, go find a stick in the woods and wield that shit. That's what I'm hearing. Write down your manifestations and allow yourself to sit with them, envision them, and embody that Three of Cups. What do you want to celebrate? What do you want this family, friends, self? What is this feeling? Embody it, sit with it, really pour it into the flow. Pour it into the flow. And watch. Just like you went from this Knight of Swords to the Page of Swords to the Knight of Swords to the King and the Queen, and then closed out that whole cycle, which is freaking amazing. You're doing the same thing with the wands. It's like this is some sort of massive like almost like a speed run through the journey of the tarot for whoever I'm reading for. I'm hearing like American Ninja Warrior, like it's like I'm imagining the fool going through the journey of the tarot like Ninja Warrior, and you're just running as fast as you can through this Ninja Warrior tarot course, like to get to the next ego identity, and 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 you're quickly moving through the swords, through the wands, through the cups, like the one thing here, you even have the Ace of Pentacles actually, and you go Ace two. Yeah, I just feel like, oh, that's the Six of Cups. The one thing here is to ground it in reality, and I think grounding this Nine of Cups in reality, because it is here, this wish fulfillment. I think grounding this Nine of Cups in reality means for you to physically be able to hold within your heart space like this amount of abundance, and you have not been open to that in the past because this I'm being drawn to this King of Cups reverse with the Ten of Wands, because the Hierophant, because of your commitment to, interesting, you might have a diagnosis of some sort of mental illness, and diagnoses are important because they allow us to understand what our brain chemistry is doing so that we can take the necessary action steps to care for and rebalance our brain. I think that's incredibly important. Also, mental health is a journey, just like the journey through the tarot. And we may have a diagnosis, and we may understand that if we treat ourselves certain ways that don't respect that name that we put on the behavior of our brain and what that means for us socially, um then we can lose our balance. But also, the divine is asking you to open to the intuitive knowledge and the ancestral knowledge in your mind, in your brain, in your DNA. The divine is asking you to open to the possibility that you may have, this is interesting, you may have a diagnosis. The yes and. Yes, you may have a diagnosis. And in ancient shamanic and tribal cultures, and even in some today, um, people whose brains operated differently than the norm were often venerated. I think venerated is the word I'm looking for. Venerated and cared for and held by their community because their their brains were designed to have direct access to spirit, to source, to nature. You might literally talk to plants or animals. You might be like a medical intuitive. I don't know. There's something that you do that's outside the norm or the realm of like the Western narrative, but the realm of the Western narrative designates you under, the norm of its labels. So you're struggling, or you have been struggling, perhaps throughout your lifetime, or perhaps it's been a family inheritance throughout many lifetimes, which is very likely, if you're psychically gifted and people in your family have been, that you're opening to grounding your psychic gifts in reality. So the pentacles are going to be building up as you accept this yes and. Yes, I may have emotional imbalances, and those emotional imbalances may be occurring because I am sensitive to spiritual energies, to occult knowledge, to the knowledge of my ancestors. You may dream about your ancestors. I have a tree tattooed on my back. You can kind of see it. And it's there because I had a dream in which I walked inside of a tree and looked up and saw the faces of my ancestors inside this tree. And I had this feeling that this tree was connecting me to divine knowledge, and that my ancestors went on and on and on and on and on, up and up. And they've just helped me a lot. So yeah, you may have ancestors reaching out to hand you their wisdom, their knowledge, and you're being encouraged to let this move through you. And also to handle the ands that come with it. Yes, you are sensitive. You are able to help people open their third eye chakra and to download knowledge from their ancestors, or to tune into the language of plants. And you need to care for your mental health, and you need to take the space that you need and the time that you need, and maybe the pills that you need or the exercise that you need. Your body has needs, and your emotional health is directly related to the way that you respect your avatar in this time and space. You need to be open to receive. And in order to do that, there's a little bit of sitting and being still, which you just have not been doing. So if you don't have something mentally going on that's like diagnosed, right, this could just literally be you needing to take time to yourself. You're feeling a little bit burdened. You've been learning, working. The Queen of Swords, she's here. She sees things clearly. Oh, if you've been waiting for a commitment, if you have been dealing with another person and you've been waiting for a commitment, this commitment is the direct result of you committing to your spiritual initiation. And I just got this image of the woman on TikTok who does her makeup, and she just tells people, I cannot, Aguacita, I think that's her name. She just tells women who are dating bad like partners to not put up with that shit. So you might be dealing with some shit from a partner. Um, I'm just hearing, don't put up with that shit. This is spirit also trying to tell you, like, we are in partnership. Okay? Like, I'm spirit, you are body. Body and spirit. We work together to like animate your avatar. We gotta like be in tandem. So this is also you like realizing that spirit is not an external thing that you just occasionally tune in with. Spirit is always moving through you, and your thoughts are always manifesting. And I just feel like anybody on a spiritual journey comes to this point where you get your first like spiritual high, or your kundalini awakening, or whatever it is. You get some crystals, you take an energy healing class, you go out into nature, you do a ceremony, and you're just like woo on cloud nine for, maybe the first year or two or 5 or 10. And then always along the flow at some point we drift away, because that's how things work, right? If we're in it all the time without any distance, then there's no perspective, which is why you're here, gaining this perspective on yourself, your thought patterns, your thought processes, and how they've been influenced by your history in a very, very, very clear way. And it's fantastic. It's like soft. It's like a soft opening, is what I'm hearing. A soft opening to relish in your experience. There's fear. There's fear at this happiness, and you've encountered this fear and you have moved through it with beautiful clarity, in tandem with the divine, working in tandem with the divine. And the blessings available to you are, I think, really it's what you wish. This Page of Wands, it's what you wish. And you're learning how to create wishes that are informed by all the elements of your being. Yay. All right, Scorpios. I really liked this reading for you. I thought it was quite beautiful. I'm going to pull one Universal Truths card and then we'll close this reading out. If it was helpful, please do like, comment, share, subscribe. And again, if you want to book a personal with me, you can check out my Etsy. The link is in the description box below. Thank you to all of those of you who have stayed and watched me from the beginning. My OGs, you're the best. We have two here. Happiness and strength. Beautiful. Yes, it takes strength to be happy. Oh my gosh, you are learning the strength that it takes to be happy. Masters teach us to be strong in what we stand for and careful in what we fall for. True strength lies in the absence of pride and the presence of purity. Universal law is knowing our weaknesses and their priceless values. One of the highest statements of strength is to openly and easily admit our wrongdoings. Through this process, one goes from eliminated to elevated. It is a combination of our integrity and intention. Be strong. Being strong is an ability to captivate consciousness, clarity, and courage in an environment filled with confusion, carelessness, and condemnation. This takes nothing but constant attention, which takes continued strength. Being strong is living a vibration of vehemence, valor, and vigilance. Remember, strength in muscle is nice, but strength in mind there is no price, which is what you're gaining here. The strength of your mind. Happiness. To find happiness, seek the sacred within the ordinary and the remarkable within the commonplace. Read news, see films, and watch TV shows of peace instead of pain, intelligence instead of ignorance, harmony instead of horror, love instead of lust, and vision instead of violence. This manifests a circuitry of light around ourselves, infused with wellness and wonder. Laughter is a divine antidepressant, a vibrant victory over the dark forces. To be happy or to be sad is always a conscious choice. When we choose happiness, we beam out a radiant light to everyone we come in contact with. This inevitably assists the collective endeavor, thereby creating the recipe for heaven on earth. Remember, happiness is usually the result of circumstances, but true happiness endures in spite of circumstances. Now you're discovering the root of true happiness, Scorpio, and it's in your connection with the divine grounded in this reality. It's in your understanding that you are co-creating all the time. The projections of your mind, your heart, your feelings especially are created in reality. They create circumstances in your reality that allow you to work through whatever the source of those projections internally was. And you're seeing this very clearly, and it's beautiful. Love it. All right, Scorpios, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you all soon next week.